Most of the interstellar dust from this ancient event has disappeared from the solar system. Today, only faint traces of it can be seen orbiting the Sun. Most of it is concentrated toward the ecliptic plane, and astronomers call this the zodiacal cloud. Astronomers have presumed that much of the dust in this portion of the zodiacal dust cloud has originated from comets and asteroids. However, they find that such sources cannot supply dust fast enough to account for all of the dust amassed in the zodiacal cloud.
Data received in 1992 from the Ulysses spacecraft provided further confirmation that the dust in the zodiacal belt was actually of interstellar origin. Particle counters on board the spacecraft began picking up micrometeorites coming from the direction of the galactic center. In other words, dust entering from outside the solar system. This greatly surprised the Ulysses science team because up until then they expected that most of this dust should be from asteroids and comets circulating within the solar system. So this provided further confirmation for a prediction I had made back in the 80s.
There will be no warning when this, the fourth world, will be shattered by the Great Fire. The myths say that the fourth world will be destroyed in order for the next world, the fifth world, to begin. These are the prophecies that have been handed down from generation to generation among the Hopi. They are considered the most important prophecies of these people. The Hopi prophecies say that with the coming of Sakwasuha, the fourth world will come to an end.
It is well known in astronomy that cosmic dust and gas falling onto the surface of a star will convert its acquired kinetic energy into heat at the moment of impact. In a similar fashion, large quantities of cosmic dust and gas injected into the solar system during a superwave passage and subsequently drawn onto the surface of the Sun would have caused the Sun to warm up. The cosmic dust cocoon surrounding the Sun would also have contributed to increasing the Sun's surface temperature by intercepting a portion of the Sun's outgoing energy flux and reflecting it back onto the Sun's surface. Both of these effects together would have caused Sun's solar flare intensity to increase up to 1,000-fold during a superwave event. Cosmic dust and gas that was pushed into the solar system by a passing superwave would have caused the Sun to behave as a T-Tauri star. T-Tauri stars are stars that are observed to be surrounded by a thick cloud of interstellar gas and dust that causes them to become highly luminous, to engage in continual coronal flare activity, and to become strong emitters of cosmic rays. In the case of the Sun, whereas solar flares today recur anywhere from 1 to 10 times per year, during a superwave event, they would have been occurring so frequently that they would have been almost continuously present over the surface of the Sun. During this time, the Sun's luminosity would have increased up to several percent. The interstellar dust choking the solar system, together with this increased luminosity, would have produced a major warming of the Earth's climate. Tropical regions would have become unbearably hot, whereas high-latitude regions would have been plagued by floods issuing from the rapidly melting ice sheets.
In a matter of days, as it raced towards the Earth and Moon, this bubble of hot coronal gas and plasma would have expanded to form a dome-shaped front, tens of millions of miles in diameter. Upon arriving, this sphere of hot, fiery plasma would have temporarily engulfed the Earth and Moon, producing temperatures hot enough to melt dust particles on the surfaces of lunar rocks. It also would have severely disturbed the Earth's geomagnetic field. In fact, paleomagnetic studies have shown that at about that time, 14,200 years ago, the Earth's magnetic pole flipped to an equatorial location, and throughout this period, the magnetic field was severely disturbed. This would have been caused by the solar flare particles getting trapped in the radiation belts and producing a magnetic field opposed to the Earth's field.
As many as 2 superwaves may already have left the galactic center and are speeding toward our solar system. But there is no way that we can see them coming. Since a superwave travels outward from the galactic center at the speed of light, the radiation signaling its initial emergence from the galactic core would arrive only minutes ahead of its cosmic rays. Once it arrives, a superwave's presence becomes quite a noticeable phenomenon in the heavens due to the light it beams towards us.
The future forecasts of the Webbot are anything but rosy. And like other oracles around the world, the Webbots also point to a global cataclysm in the year 2012.
I honestly don't know what's going to happen in 2012. This technology may start meshing with a lot of the other predictive things out there, like Mayan calendar, because we get into that period where awful lot of talk about sun, awful lot of talk about energy, gamma ray bursts.
The Webbots suggest a destructive phenomenon eerily similar to the Mayans' planetary lineup and catastrophe.
We could see an extraordinary solar event. Does that mean a big plasma discharge that comes out and slaps the Earth around and burns a good chunk of North America except for people in caves? A little early to tell on that.
Around the closing of the century. It will be as abrupt as to be within a 6 to 10 hour period. Continents as you know them now will cease to exist or change dramatically.
When a new cycle begins, there will be the shifting then of the poles, so that where there has been those of a frigid or the semi-tropical will become the more tropical, and moss and fern will grow.
Of course, many individuals today state that it's easy to make a prediction or provide warnings of a devastating future when those individuals knew they were no longer going to be around when the event would occur. But isn't it odd that all throughout history, in records spanning thousands of years from vastly different cultures and periods, there exists a common message, a common warning for the future. And they all refer to the same period, right around now.